In this video we're going to be looking at OpenSUSE 11.2 specific features such as the package manager, YaST and the default install. We're going to look at the features of OpenSUSE 11.2. It comes with KDE 4.3 and this is a fully up-to-date install. As you can see here, it's a pretty much standard KDE install with a new theme and stuff. You've got KDE Games, Marble, the GIMP, Scanlight, Digicam, etc. You've got Firefox, RIC clients, Amarok, Flash Player if you chose to install it. But the most interesting thing about OpenSUSE is YaST. You have to put in the root password, not yours. As you can see here, we've got software, hardware configuration, system configuration, network devices, network services, Novell App Armor, that's security software, user security settings and firewalls. You can configure sudo here. You've got virtualization tools, release notes and registration, and system logs. Now it's really easy to configure parts of OpenSUSE. For example, if we want to change grub settings, we click bootloader. And without having to edit any configuration files, we can change how grub works. We can click edit and edit the boot entry. We can change the bootloader to Lilo if we want to. We can set its options, we can set how long it takes. We can make it hide the menu, and we can change the graphic behind it. We can also password protect it, just like we could at the installation, and then we can choose our disk order if we have any more. You can change your kernel settings, your language settings, your system services. This is quite handy if you want to tweak your system a bit and disable some services. Then you've got all your network settings. You can create a Windows server on a Windows workgroup or domain. You can configure sudo. It does for the default user, I think. I'm not sure because I don't use sudo. You can view a startup log here, for example. Click software repositories, then click add, then click community repositories and click next. It will download a list of these. Now this allows you to have access to loads of different software. So for example here, I always enable the Pacman repository. It tells you here what it includes, and it's pretty much up to date all the time. As you can see here, it says Pacman builds software packages to enable users to easily install and remove software on Linux. More specifically, they do so for software that is not shipped as part of the distributions or that is shipped as an outdated version, so that's handy. You've got the ATI repository. If you turn that on, it will download the ATI driver for you automatically, and I assume it's the same for the NVIDIA driver. Video LAN, which is VLC, and all this other stuff. I'll close that for now. Now for example, if we click on Firefox, just like many other distributions, at the time it was the most recent version, but now even with all the system updates applied, it's 3.5.7. The latest version is 3.6. Now here we can go to software repositories. This is without manually adding any PPAs or anything. I know we're still manually adding a repository, but still. Click community repos. You'll find OpenSUSE build service Mozilla. Click it. It's got the most recent builds of Mozilla software, and this is 64-bit too, not just 32-bit. Accept the GNU PG key. Click OK. Go to software management. Now because you're changing the provider of the package, you've got to automatically tell it to upgrade it. So let's for example search for Firefox because we just enabled the Mozilla repo. Click update. As you can see, there's versions here. Click 3.6.0 from OpenSUSE build service. Click accept, and it's going to change these packages from the OpenSUSE ones to the Mozilla ones, as you can see here. If you don't want to, just click break, but here we'll just let it do it. We'll click OK. It's going to tell us all the other changes it's going to do. Click continue, and it's going to do them, download them and set them up. So it's pretty easy to configure extra repositories, and we'll just let that download and install. Once it's done, it will automatically close the software management. Minimize that, click your Firefox icon, there you go, Firefox 3.6 for OpenSUSE 11.2. So that's all up to date. That was really simple, wasn't it? And also the font rendering was fine. Now here's one of the reasons why I really like OpenSUSE over something else. If I click keep, it's going to show me all the packages that are installed. Now let's just scroll down. Now I don't need DOSFS tools, so I can click delete. It's going to tell me that GFX boot requires DOSFS tools, but I know it doesn't require DOSFS tools, so I can click break GFX boot, click OK, and it's going to remove DOSFS tools, and I can still use GFX boot. Now it's not going to keep telling me you have one broken package on your system. If I put in GFX boot, it's not complaining about it at all. It's got DOSFS tools as a dependency, but I haven't got it installed, and it's not going to prompt me to install it. If there's something here I really don't want to install ever again, I can right click it and delete it. And if there's something I don't want it to install at all, I click taboo never install, and it will never ever try to install it. And that's what I usually do after I delete packages. I do that to stop them from ever installing again, if they decide to do so. Now this is what makes the package manager really extensive in my opinion. And also having that build service is brilliant. We can click configuration and repositories to go back to the repo selection and add more. Add as many as we want to. As I said, with drivers like ATI and webcam drivers, if you enable the repos and it finds that you've got that hardware, it will automatically tell you which one you need to install, and then you can just click accept. KDE and KDE backports, we can enable those if we want to. There's the drivers for webcams. You've got your GNOME repositories, your VLC ones. Click OK. Every time it usually asks you to import a key. If that wasn't enough, go to the OpenSUSE website, click get it, click package search, and you can search for packages for OpenSUSE and a wide range of different distros. There's so many to choose from there, which obviously some of them will work on OpenSUSE, others won't. You can't install dead packages on OpenSUSE by default, for example. You could use Alien or something to convert them, but you may as well search for this first. I'm not going to show you the KDE configuration because, as I say, it's pretty much standard KDE 4.3 with some tweaks and stuff. Nothing that's worth discussing in this video, but so I enabled those. Can search for KDE. If I look at KDE base, for example, I can go to versions. There's only 2 available. And it's already fully up to date, but it lets you it shows you the other versions as well if I want to switch back, but obviously that's kept at the same level as the one on update, so I can't. But if there was other versions, it would show them here. And that for now concludes the OpenSUSE videos. I will discuss it in more detail in the future, but for now I just wanted to cover the installation and the package manager and the default install set. Thanks for watching these and thanks for enjoying them, and I'll see you in the next video.